Doug Carr, Scott Anderson, 97 won the ticket. All right, so dude was conflicted. It said he was conflicted because he's a giant Stafford guy. Who's the biggest Stafford fan on the station right till the end?
Doug Carr.
Yeah. But to quote something that I heard a ton over the last month and a half from the Michigan Wolverines that I think is words to live by, and that is keep the main thing the main thing. And I don't like telling fans how to feel, but I guess this is sort of the disconnect that maybe I have in this job from what it's like to be just a pure fan, like a pure fan, as opposed to what we do, although I don't think I've lost that part of me. I don't think I've lost it at all. If I didn't have this job, I don't think I'd be conflicted whatsoever. What's the main thing here?
Lions winning the game.
Now, in team sports, I've always, in every facet, been a fan of the team before the individuals. And I can be a fan of players along that line, but once Stafford's gone, was there a personal, or should I say, a little bit of professional satisfaction because the knock against Stafford was he couldn't win in the playoffs, and I defended right till the end that it wasn't his fault.
Right.
It was his biggest fault was he and his team weren't as good as Aaron Rodgers and his team. And so they were always second fiddle in the division. So when they did have a really, really good team, they weren't as good as Green Bay, which meant they went on the road in the playoffs and played a better team than they were.
Except for Dallas.
Right. Well,
so I don't want to rip open that sky.
Yeah. Dallas. So, but the moment he left, personally, I didn't care. Professionally, when he won a Super Bowl, I went, well, the Stafford haters, you can take that and shove it. But at the end of the day, I can't quite understand why one would be conflicted.
Well,
now,
here's why I think, and I think you kind of hit on it. Stafford is such a polarizing figure in Detroit that towards the end, you had, battle lines were drawn. It was Democrats and Republicans, man. To the point where we've embargoed the topic until pretty much today. Exactly. So you had people on
and
both.
I'm already not enjoying this.
I understand. You have people on both sides throwing arrows at each other, and putting up the shield, trying to defend it.
And we got to a point where nobody was changing anybody's mind, and we were saying the same things over and over and over. And when he got, which we couldn't embargo talking about the quarterback when he was on the team, but the moment he was traded. It was refreshing to move on from it as a topic, and we've kept the embargo in place for the most part, even when he was making a run to a Super Bowl.
So you get a fan base, a good portion of the fan base that grew up with nothing but Matthew Stafford as the Lions quarterback. It's all you knew. And you fell in love with him. You thought he was great, and you hated to see him go. You were thrilled for him because he won the Super Bowl, and damn you Lions for trading him away. See, that's what he can do. And you stayed a fan of Stafford rather than totally embracing what the Lions were doing because the Lions were starting over.
Right.
And you had to get on the bottom level, and you weren't there yet. Maybe now you're all in with the Lions, but you still have those feelings for the quarterback that left. I can see why people can be conflicted. What I can't see is why people would say that they would want the Rams to win over the Lions.
Well,
you can say I want Stafford to play well. He's a damn good quarterback, and hey, don't be surprised if he goes for 300 yards and throws 3 touchdown passes, and that'd be great as long as they lose.
The easy part to me about not being conflicted is even if you're a giant Stafford fan, you've seen Stafford make it to the mountaintop. He's had his day. If you're a Lions fan at all, the counterweight to that, like the scales are tipping massively in favor of an organization that's never made it to a Super Bowl and has won one playoff game in our lifetime.
I also think that because we are 2 full seasons removed from him winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now we're 2 full seasons of the Lions actually playing winning football. They actually played winning ball last year, going 9-8. This year, clearly 12-5 and winning the division. I think because that shift has happened, that percentage of people that would feel conflicted, I think shrinks. That percentage of people, those are the people that bought the Los Angeles Lions stuff or Detroit Rams or however you wanted to word it, and they blended jerseys of the Lions jersey with the Rams number 9 and that whole thing. Those are the people that conflicted. And that percentage of people I think is a small percentage. I think it's a very small percentage.
Again, I stepping back in our roles, you're a fan. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is real easy for me. Even as a Stafford fan at the station, this is real easy for me. Matt Stafford's the quarterback of the team that's trying to beat the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. So am I rooting for him? Hell no. Do I care if he has the worst game of his career? Would that bother me in any way? No. I mean, let's keep the main thing, right?
Yep.